Lee Pirtle. I'm the artistic director of the Lee Pirtle Ballet Company, and with me are
Lila
and
Alexis.
Both of them are dancers with the company, and so today we're going to show you some exercises that you can do at home to strengthen yourself for Pointe class. And Lila's going to be demonstrating the exercises in Pointe shoes, and Alexis is going to demonstrate them in flat slippers. So the first exercise we're going to do is we're going to be warming up the ankles, right, with the right leg, the left leg. We're going to be turning it out, and then after that, we're going to be working into pushing out over the toes here, really sort of forcing that arch to stretch the front, and then taking a little demi-plie, lifting the heels, so we're rolling through. So we're going to start the whole thing. I'm going to step away. They're going to do it for you together, and I'll just call it out. Here you go. So we're going to start with circle the ankle right in parallel, 2 and 3 and 4, and then you're going to reverse the circle, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and now the left foot and circle, and 2 and 3 and 4, and then reverse it, 5 and 6 and 7, and now pushing out over the arch with the right foot and push it out, and 2, and then the left, 3 and 4, and bend the knees, lift the heels, put the heels back down, and stretch in the left foot, pushing out, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and this time you're going to roll up all the way, stretch, lower the heels, turn it out into first position. Let's repeat that one. First position, turn out the right leg, 1, 2, 3, 4, and on and on, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, and circle, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pushing out over the arch, 1, 2, and stretch, 2 and left, 2 and stretch, 2 demi-plie, lift the heels, heels down, and stretch, and the left, push, and 2 and 3 and 4. This time you're going to roll up, 5 and 6, press up, 7, lower. Find your first position, and okay, so the second exercise is for our calf strength, right? This isn't just for calf strength, but also ankle strength. And so when Alexis demonstrates the first part in the parallel, I'm going to ask her to demonstrate the parallel. When you do the demi-plie and you go up to your releve, we're going to take plie releve. The idea is to keep this nice and straight here from the top all the way through the shin, all the way down to the center part of the foot, especially when you're working in flat slippers, right? So stretching all the way up and keeping the heel super high, keeping that heel really lifted. So she's going to do we're going to do 8 releves, right, with the demi-plie. And then when I'm going to ask, Lila goes up to the releve, she's going to spring all the way up, right? So rolling all the way up, pushing up, and again, keeping this heel super high so that it doesn't sink back when it's shoulders. Don't do that, pull up. Okay. So we're going to do 8 releve in parallel, and then 8 lowering the heels with straight knees. 4 of those, only 4, you're lucky. First position, then we're going to repeat the same thing in first position. So I'm going to step away, and then we're going to do it. Here we go in parallel, 7 and 8, and releve, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Lower the heels, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and let's repeat out into position 6. Repeat it in first, and plie, lift, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Lower the heels, 1, 2, 3, 4, and come back down and back. Okay, the next exercise will look completely different for the Pointe dancers and flat dancers and flat slippers, but it's going to have the same strengthening exercise. So I'm going to ask Lila to do it first. So you're going to start in a releve position, a full high releve, and then as you're going to relax the toes here, just to not fully 3/4 mark, but just as if you were trying to relax the toes, right? And so she's going to stretch and lower and stretch and lower. And we do this really quickly. And so this is going to build the muscles in the intrinsic muscles here on the bottom of the feet, and then also in the calves. You can come back down. And so when Alexis does it in flat slippers, as she rises, rather than, because it's not going to have the same effect, what I'm going to ask her to do is to lower, not fully to your flat position, but then pull quickly back up and back up. And so what we're going to do is build the strength back here in the hamstrings as well. So it's, of course, the intrinsic muscles at the bottom of the feet. So we're going to start in a releve position, and you roll down very quickly, like 8 of those, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're going to do that. We'll do it twice. Okay, so starting in the full releve position, 7 and 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Roll down. Good. Relax and press back up. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rest. First position. Good. Okay, the next exercise is little springs that are really what we're doing here is working through the feet, the demi-pointe, and this is like for springing up to susu, etc. Right? And any kind of jumps or anything. So we're going to start in 5th position, and the heel comes off the floor, lift, and so we're going to go first, 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 and 5th. First, 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 and 5th, first, 5th, first, 5th, and 5th, and 5th, and 5th, and then repeat it with the left foot. Then you're going to repeat the whole thing en fondue. So in a deep demi-plie, you're going to do the springs, and you're going to build your quads, nice big, build the quads and your calf muscles as well. So this is not going to be super pleasant, but it should look very similar for both of them when they do this. Okay, here you go. Starting in 5th position. Right foot in front, 7 and 8, and first, 2, 3, and 5th, first, 2, 3, and 5th, first, 5th, first, 5th, and 5th, and 5th, and left foot, and first, 2, 3, 5th, first, 2, 3, 5th, first, 5th, first, 5th, 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 5th. Now in plie, stay in your plie. 1, 2, 3, 5th, first, 2, 3, 5th, first, 5th, first, 5th, and 5th, and 5th, and last time. 1, 2, 3, 5th, first, 2, 3, 5th, first, 5th, first, 5th, 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 5th. Stretch. Good. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is a little bourrée. So this is a little bourrée preparation. You're going to start in your susu, and as you do this, you're going to pick up the back foot first, right? So you're going from 5th position, pick up the back foot to a coup de pied derrière, and then quickly change, and as you're trying to replace the foot that's on the floor, lift the front foot to coup de pied, and then the back foot. So what it starts in nice and slow, you start 1, 2, shift, 1, 2, 1, 2, shift, 1, 2, and then quick 2, 3, 4, bourrée, and then I'm going to ask them to change. So it's going to look slightly different for both of them, but they're going to repeat this. They're going to do the same thing. So we'll do it right and left. And as you do this, try to replace the foot that's on the floor. 5th position, spring to susu, and back foot comes up for 1, 2, change, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, now 1, 1, 1, 1, bourrée, change, left, 1, 2, shift, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, bourrée, change one more time, and 1, 2, shift, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 1, 1, 1, bourrée. Last time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, bourrée. Change. Good. All right. Okay, the next exercise is a susu exercise now that we've done bourrée. So it's going to look very different between the two of them. So when you come, I'm going to ask Lila to do it first. So you start in your susu. You're going to take a demi-plie. So demi-plie on your releve. And if you notice, you have this ginch position here, right? So we're really strengthening the ankles here, and then you stretch everything back up, and then you take your demi-plie, and then you do it. We'll do it twice, right? So, but that's what I want to point out is that it's not a plie. You're not pushing out. So show me what you don't want to do. You don't want to do this. Ugh, that's so painful, right? So you just want to, that's it, strengthening everything. And so it's going to look slightly different when it's on Alexis. She's gonna take that demi-plie, yes, and then we're gonna keep the heels super high on this. That's what we wanna do. So the exercise will be sous-sus, demi-plie releve twice, and then sous-sus, plie, 1, 2, 3, and then change. Here we go. 8 and sous-sus, plie, and stretch. Sous-sus, plie, and stretch. Sous-sus, 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 and dégagé change. And sous-sus, plie, and stretch. Sous-sus, plie, and stretch. Sous-sus, 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 and dégagé change. Excellent. And come back down. Good. Okay, so we're gonna do one more exercise here with this. Is gonna start with one hand on the bar. So you're really working the core here in order to stay nice and lifted. They're gonna do emboîtés, right? So it feels like dégagé on point. And what happens is the inside leg is gonna change. And what I'd like to see from this exercise is that the heels stay super high and that you turn out. So I'm gonna show it to you here, turned facing you. It's the I wanna think about the top of the thigh coming forward. Top of the thigh comes forward, top of the thigh comes forward, top of the thigh comes forward. Otherwise it gets like this, you know. So when Lila does it on point, right, you're gonna have one hand, yeah. And so as she comes forward, dégagé, dégagé, dégagé. So it's gonna be 4 of them and then moving backwards for 4 and then we'll go to the other side. But when Alexis does it, you'll see that each time it's important to point the foot, point the foot, point the foot, point the foot. Otherwise it gets, show me what you don't want. And yeah, see with the demi point, it's like that anticipatory, yes, I'm gonna put my foot down, right? So make sure that the foot is extended completely. Okay, here we go. Start with the left hand on the bar. Right foot is in front, sous-sus. And emboîté with the inside leg first. And 1, 2, 3, 4, moving back. 1, 2, 3, 4, turn. And other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and moving back. 1, 2, 3, 4, turn. Good, let's do it one more time. And heel forward, heel, 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 and back. 2, 3, 4, turn. Nice tight good position. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. Good. Okay, moving on to a one-legged releve. So in this exercise, and I'm going to demonstrate it so that they don't have to, you know, use their use up all their good stuff. Starting in sous-sus, this exercise, you're going to lift the front foot, rolling down to a coup de pied derrière and keeping that knee turned out, rising back up. So this is not a spring, this is a roll up to build strength in your calves and your quads and your ankles, of course, and you're rising up. So we'll do 4 of them and then change and rolling down, rolling up. So this is different. This will be a little bit easier way to get into a one-legged lift without going from a 5th position and then trying to lift on one leg. So you're gonna start in sous-sus, pick up the front foot, then feel rolling down and rolling up. And both of them will do it in the same way. So starting in sous-sus, and pick up the front foot, and 4 releve, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, change derrière. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, sous-sus, pick up the left foot, and rolling down. 1, heel down. 2, there we go. 3, 4, change. 1, 2, 3, 4, sous-sus, and finish. Okay, and we can't get away without doing échappés because we always do échappés, right? So there's 2 different ways to do these when you're working in flat slippers and when you're working in point. Both instances though, the goal is for the heels to match up when you're doing when you go to your 2nd position. So these will be échappé from 5th position to 2nd. And when you're doing it with flat slippers, you want to think about both legs pulling up and, I mean, both times you like, whether you're working point or flat, you want to pull up and out. And as you close, you want to pull both feet together, right? So each time find that 5th position, heels go forward, heels come in together. So it's a little bit harder when you're working flat slippers, but it has the same, you use the same muscles. And so Lila, I'm gonna have her demonstrate the point version. So as you pull, she's gonna pull up and out, and now you close, yes. And so as you close, think about lifting before you close, out, lift before you close, yeah, so it doesn't just drop into it, okay? Excellent, so we're gonna do 4 of them, starting with the right foot in front. 5, 6, 7, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, close. Thanks very much for joining us today to do these exercises. I'm gonna leave it to the two of them to tell you what to do next.
Like and subscribe, and join us on our next Leap Hurdle Valley Company channel videos.
And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you're updated whenever we post something new.
Thank you.